Yeah. All right, and here's how we do this. Yes.
Never mind, I'm probably.
Okay. Sometimes I think the way that I show this should be easier than it is, and it turns out to be confusing, but I can't figure out how to do it any other way. And that is create sides. All right, with our equal sign. Your equal sign creates two different sides. And we want to get our x's to one side and then our numbers to the other. Now if we ignored the fact that there was an x here, if we covered up the x in front of that 5, then how would we go about solving the problem if we didn't have an x here? What would I do? Right?
You'd take the 5 and the 3 and you'd subtract and...
Right. I'd subtract the 3 from this side. That's going to be the first step. That's what we're going to do. Same thing. We're going to subtract 3, subtract 3. That leaves me with 3x over here equals x and then minus 8. Okay. So at this point is where we have to do something new. I got my number on this side.
Wait, how is you added 3? Yeah.
Plus negative 3 is negative 8. Okay, and I'm going to get my x's on this side. So I took this number and I did the opposite to get it moved to the other side. I need to do the same thing with my x. We talked about adding like terms yesterday because that's what we're doing now. We're going to take this x, and it's a positive x, sorry, down here, this positive x, and we're going to subtract it from both sides so that we get it moved away from this side over to here. And so I'm going to have to subtract an x from that side. I did this with my numbers here. That's the first step. And then I'm doing it with my variables here. 3x minus x is 2x equals negative 8. And then divide by 2. X equals, class, negative 4. Multiply by 1/2. Divide by 2, same thing. Yes?
So all you pretty much do is pretend that the second x isn't there.
Right.
Do it like normal.
Uh-huh.
And do it again.
Yeah, and then do it with your x to get it to the other side. Yes. Okay, on this problem, we don't have a number with the minus x on the right. What could we put there? Jonathan, if you would please stay with me here. I have a negative x. What could I put on the end there, Shay? Raven, what were you thinking?
I was thinking
1. If there's not, now there's a 1 in front of the x with the as your coefficient, but what's this value here? 0. There isn't anything there, so could I put plus 0?
Yeah.
Wouldn't change the value, would it? Adding 0 doesn't do anything. So I'm going to do that just so that I have it represented so it makes it a little easier to see what we're doing. So again, splitting this in 2, what is my first step? Right. Get that? I'm going to add 2 to both sides, and I'm going to add 2 to 0. And that's why I put the 0 there, so there'd be something to combine that with. Then I have 4x equals negative x plus 2. Okay, so I have my numbers over here now. Go ahead.
Why is it 4x now?
Because I just brought it straight down.
Because what about the 2 plus 2? It took it over to the other.
That's negative 2 plus 2. You'll need to watch the lesson. We can't add, Lainey, and this is a lesson from yesterday. This has a 4x, this has 2. We can't combine those because they're not like terms. That's why we haven't done that at all this year, because they're not like terms. And you'll watch from that lesson over yesterday's lesson, it'll make sense. Alright, so now that I have my numbers on the right, I need to get rid of that negative x on the right, get it moved over. How am I going to move a negative x to the other side? How did I move positive x with the minus 8 over? I did the opposite. It was a positive x and I subtracted x. So if I have a negative x and I want to move it, I want to add x.
So it's kind of like those other problems.
It's the exact same thing we're doing here, except we're just doing it with the term that has a variable on it to get these combined. These are like terms. The coefficient with x is 1. So that's 5x equals 2. And then you divide by 5 or multiply by 1/5, x equals 2/5.
So whenever you did the first step,
Uh-huh.
added the 2 and the 0 and all that.
Uh-huh.
What about the -2 plus +2? Would you put a 0?
You could, but I don't do that. Since I know it's 0, I just drop it so it's not in the row. Even though that's what we did, that was the point of putting the +0 on the other side, was to help us. I knew that it would just be a hindrance, so I just left it run. Get my numbers over here, my x is over here. First thing I want to do is get rid of that +3. So subtract 3 from both sides, and I have to subtract the 3 from the 8. I can't subtract it from the 7x because they're not like terms. I have -4x on this side equals 7x, and that's a subtraction, so plus negative. Negative 11. We're adding two numbers whose signs are the same. The negative minus.
Well, I always think that negative means.
We get to this point. Logan, what do we do now?
Subtract x from x.
Except we're going to make it subtract 7x because we include the coefficient in front of that. So subtract 7x, subtract -4x. Madison, that would be that's right. Subtracting a number same as adding the opposite, so -11x equals -11. And then divide both sides by -11. X equals.
Wait, how can we decide to divide both sides by -11?
Because I'm trying to get my x solved for, so what's the operation between -11 and x? Multiplication. How do you undo multiplication? You divide. Divide. You can make the word divide sound like a one-syllable word if you say it right. Divide. Divide. Or if you just have speech problems like myself. I slur and mumble.
I just say
and-
I use the word ain't or because ain't any word, so you can use it and do that. Ain't dog, ain't goat.
Hey.
I call it a code.
Code.
I call it
I just call him Code all the time.
I call it code. Or Lopez. Call you Lopez. Hey Lopez. You should do 1 through 15. Emily, 15 through 30. Let's be realistic here. 15 through 30. I'll show you how. 1 through 15. 10 through 30. Why don't we do let's do number 7. Let's do 1 through 30. I'll do the dogs. No, she runs over the back. She took my legs, man.
Norbert's dancing, and he's still surgery.
Mm.
He's like, "You go Norbert, go Norbert." He slams his finger down on his head. Or whenever you're jumping on the bounce house, and she bounces and takes all the little girls fly up, and then the pimps are like, "Rain on the white, dreams came true." The guy's like, "Well, we better move, cause I'm praying for a Cadillac."
Let's go ahead.
Somebody
And
went off.
I heard
Somebody went out and threw some cuffs.
Who was it that he was yelling at?
Loren said,
Serious?
"Yeah."
Who was it?
1 through 30 through Monday?
Do you know who got taken out today with handles?
1 through 30 odd.
number, let's look at lesson 96.
What?
Are we doing that? Oh, never mind. I
Yes.
take back the what? We're doing lesson 96.
We're gonna go over lesson 96 also.
Gotta go to
Cool.
bed.
That
Yeah.
sounds like
Oh,
all
we have enough time.
Mr. Clevenger.
We'll make it work.
Yeah,
I always make it work, don't I?
Are we gonna
Hey,
take
more
a
time
test
takes
tomorrow?
less homework we
Or
usually
No.
have.
Alright, lesson 96, which I do have a lesson for, but I'm going to skip that for now. I'll just write out 4x plus 2 plus 3x. And again, Lainey, this is going to be material from the other day, so you're just going to have to follow along for now. And don't freak out because you don't understand what's going on. Still, on these problems, it's similar to what we were doing, except we still have our sides. And I need to simplify like terms on each side of the equation. I don't have any like terms on the right-hand side of the equal sign, so that's simplified down already. Do I have like terms that I could combine on the left-hand side, though?
Yeah.
I have 4x plus 3x minus 2x. So I'm going to take the coefficients of those and add them. 4 plus 3 minus 2. So you have 5x, and then this plus 2 is by itself, so I'm going to leave it alone. And I said that the 12 is by itself, so I'm going to leave it alone. Now can we solve?
Yeah.
Right, now we're to a problem we're fully capable of solving. Subtract 2, 5x equals 10, x equals 2. Okay. So you're adding these like terms on each side of the equal sign, if you have like terms, before you start solving. This next one has a little bit more to it. 3x minus 3 minus x minus 4x equals 5x plus 12 minus 2x.
Hold up, can I write this for just a second?
You better be fast.
You gotta be quick like a ninja. See?
Again, create the sides and recognize that there are two different sides. We don't combine like terms on different sides until we're ready to start solving. To begin this, we just want to simplify by getting these like terms over here together. So 3x minus x. Lainey, when there's not a number there, it's a 1, so that would make 2x. 3x minus 1x is 2x. 2x minus 4x would be negative 2x. I don't have anything to do with this 3, so that minus 3, so I'm just bringing it across.
Wait, so we're subtracting
If need, we're doing it based on the coefficient.
Yeah.
If it's 3 negative means minus 1 minus 4. On the other side of the equal sign, I have a couple like terms. 5x and minus 2x. 5x minus 2x would be 3x plus 12. And that gets us to the problem that we had today, where we want to put our numbers over here, and then our x's on this side. So I need to get this minus 3 moved over by adding 3, adding 3. So negative 2x equals 3x plus 15. Then how do I get that negative or the positive 3x moved? Subtract it. Yep, do the opposite. So negative 3 or negative 2 minus 3
equals 5.
negative 5x equals 15. So x would be
Negative 3.
negative 3. How many of you have a whole bunch down on lesson 95 already? Good.
I have 1/4 of it.
A quarter of it?
That's one.
Hang on to it.
Maybe we're not even gonna do it. That'd be awesome.
So lesson 96.
Epic, dude.
Wait, are we
I want, this is what we're going to do. This is what we're going to do.
That's 96.
Too
I
much.
still need to watch 94. Yes, yes, you do.
On problem set 95, we're going to do 15 through 21. And then problem set 96, do 1 through 30. And this is going to be due on Monday.
I have a baseball tournament.
Well, it's Thursday, Trenton. It's not Saturday.
Still
Get to work. You got seminar today. You got tonight. You don't have a baseball tournament tonight. Your baseball tournament's going to be
Yeah, spring
canceled
training
probably
will.
anyway.
Probably, but still.
So quit whining.
Chill out. Gus will be home when you get
So we'll work on this in class tomorrow as well.
Not today though, because.
And then grade it Monday, and then we'll start taking the test Monday. And that will be our last
So we only have
test.
6 problems.
We're kind of combining it all into one assignment. So you have 6 plus the 30, 36 problems.
Oh, well.
So then we'll probably take a couple days to test, which will take us through Tuesday. Then we'll have Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday of the next week. That'll give us, what, about 4 or 5 more lessons? And I'll probably do a lot of combining of lessons and stuff. And we'll simplify the assignments down a little bit at that point to answer Jake's question, or to go along with Jake's idea.
No, I know.
We have 2 minutes.
So is our stuff for track due tomorrow?
So are these two
We're gonna let you know. What?
Hey, John, come here.
No, make it all one. If you need a staple piece of paper to the back, if you want to, that's fine. If you just want to use notebook paper on 15 through 25, or you grab Rachel paper and use it, whatever you want to do to make it work. Just make sure somebody knows how to grade it if they.
So what is your shirt say?
About